The darkest of blacks would get called out for cultural appropriation if they wore this youthforia foundation.
Hey guys, how are you all doing? It's a girl Cindy and I'm back again with another gist. Guys, thank you so much for clicking to watch this video. Here we go again on TikTok. This Asian man is trending on TikTok because of this video. So recently on TikTok, people are calling out Youthforia company. They produce makeup like foundations and concealers and those stuffs. So they produce this particular foundation. I'm gonna show you a couple of videos. Black women reacted to the foundation. They literally applied it on their face just for us to see the difference. Now, it appeared to be that that foundation is like a black paint or something. Like when you rub it on your face, it will look like you applied a black paint on your face. So this guy decided to review the product. Now, the question is, why didn't you review the lighter colors? Why this color? Now, I'm going to show you a couple of review videos from these black women that applied this black foundation on their faces so you guys can, understand this video properly. I just wanted to carry you guys along. Then I'm going to show you these Asians guys video that people are reacting to. Now, looking at it, you could tell that this guy is literally wearing a black face. Check these videos out.
Should be a crime. This is what we get when we ask to be included in the beauty industry, because there's no way in 2024 we are getting this. They just slap it in our face saying, if you want a darkest shade, there you go, here's a black paint for your face. This is truly a crime. We as South Sudanese, we are one of the darkest people on this planet, and if you cannot find anyone among us to match this shade, just know this is not a foundation, neither a skin tint. And this is just a big shame. I am so glad that I declined 4 months ago when they reached out to me asking if I can collaborate with them. This, it's one thing to make a mistake once, but once you make it twice, it's just a slap in the face. Have we not learned anything?
This is the darkest shade of the Youthforia foundation. But guess what? This isn't actually foundation, it's black face paint. But tell me that this does not look the same. Tell me it doesn't look the same. Dark skins already struggle to find good shades of foundation for them. And in my personal opinion, there is no reason why any makeup brand shouldn't include dark skins when they include way lighter skin tones. It just doesn't make sense to me. Youthforia does have good foundations, and that's why the dark skin girlies wanted it. And it must be frustrated for a lot of dark skin girls and guys, whoever likes to wear foundation, to see a new foundation or concealer or something get hyped to the absolute moon, but they don't get to try it because they don't have their shades. And this happens so often because not enough brands carry darker shades. So for the darker girlies that actually wanted to try the Youthforia foundation and have a match, they must have been happy to see this. But then they see this. And although this isn't the foundation, what's in the bottle is genuinely just black. That's it, it's just black in the bottle. It's liquid tar. And that doesn't feel fair. Dark skins have undertones. They're not just, no one is jet black. That doesn't exist right off the bat. Darker foundations should be released because there's no reason why you should have really light foundations but then just go, I don't feel like making any darker ones for anybody. If you can include one group, then you can include the other. This is insane, and this looks the same. Oh, the rhymes! I rhymed! Okay, bye.
Okay, let's put it all on the table. Number one, like, there's probably people in the world who do have this as a shade range. Are they a very small minority? Yes. And is it these guys? Do these guys have this as their shade color? I don't believe it for a second. But what irritates me the most is this is their shade range, and they still have shit like Find Your Shade on their website. But this is generally just not a diverse shade range. Like, you could put the claim like, yes, small business, da-da-da-da, but like that doesn't excuse having like 10 like light shade ranges and then having like 5 dark shade ranges. Like, because you understand that people of lighter tones have different undertones, but for some reason people with darker tones only have like 5 different undertones. Like, I don't know. Like, I think they're not even the worst brand who shows this, but when I feel like brands have a fundamental misunderstanding of dark skin and understand the fact that like dark skin can have different undertones. They can be more reddish, they can be more bluish, they can be more neutral. I just don't trust them. Like, you shouldn't be making makeup if you have a fundamental misunderstanding of dark skin. And there probably are people who are like, okay, I found my color from that brand. But it's just kind of like, don't sit here and put that find your shade stuff like y'all are Fenty Beauty. When you have 25 shades and 10 of them are the same color, just different hues. Like, what? Like, if you're truly about diversity in your foundation ranges, be about it. Don't half-ass it. It's just my thing.
Some people are actually defending Youthforia's shade 600 being black. Their reasoning being, okay, what if the brand was trying to put a black color out there? REM's done that with their concealer, so let's talk about it. Not only did REM Beauty launch a full-on black shade, they also had a white shade, and they literally said that this is for mixing, and they said it's white. This is Youthforia's lightest shade, Fair Neutral. Once again, REM Beauty said this is a blue black for mixing and contouring. They say it's a deep neutral. They don't say it's black. And if that is what they were doing, why didn't they also have a white shade as an option to go lighter? And I'm sure at this point the brand is gonna try to save themselves, either by taking the shade off and making an apology video and then a few months later coming up with a lot of new shades, or by doing just that, by renaming it and maybe just adding another like white shade and saying that's what they were trying to do all along. The question is, this is not their first mistake when it comes to shade range. So do we forgive? Would we redeem them if they took these two actions, or is it time we understand the intentions of this brand and boycott them?
The darkest of blacks would get called out for cultural appropriation if they wore this Youthforia foundation shade. This is literally like if a brand put out like a purely orange shade or like a purely yellow shade and was like, here you go, Asians. The blacks of the internet are very upset with Youthforia for releasing this super dark foundation. And I don't wear makeup, but like I'm obsessed with like online beauty scandals and like drama. So like I had to get a bottle for myself. So today, let's put this on my face and see if their criticism is valid. I've always wanted to do makeup reviews, so I'm so excited. It says to put on 2 pumps, so let's see what that does for us. I even bought like an e.l.f. foundation brush. Like, I'm taking this very seriously. Okay, so it's very dark, as you can see. Oh, this shade like literally looks offensive so far. It's literally so dark. Let me get closer here so you can really see how freaking dark this foundation is. Fiona Chan, the founder of Youthforia, she really messed up with this, to be honest. I feel like it literally looks like my hair, and I feel like if I put this like in my fade, it could like make my hair look more full. Let me see. Oh my. Okay, so obviously this is like a foundation, not like black face paint. So like the undertones of my own skin are showing, but it's not because the foundation is like good. It's just because I'm extremely orange and yellow. So because the foundation is like somewhat translucent and like opaque, you can kind of see my colors show, but the foundation itself is not that. I'm literally looking in the mirror right now and this foundation looks jet black. Let's keep going. Imagine I do like the Meredith Duxbury foundation challenge with this foundation. I feel like that would look so crazy. I feel like I literally would get in trouble for like blackface at that point. I don't believe that Youthforia created this to like actually be inclusive. I think they literally created this just to be able to say that they have the darkest shade, but like they did not even match this with like any real humans with like real skin. And I like feel bad for Youthforia, but like Fiona desperately needs to like hire like a better like PR person and like product management person, like, girl, please. This is Youthforia's darkest foundation, fully applied on my face. The darkest of blacks would get called out for cultural appropriation if they wore this Youthforia foundation shade. This is literally like if a brand put out like a purely orange shade or like a purely yellow shade and was like, here you go, Asians. Youthforia actually tried to like one-up Fenty by saying like, oh, our darkest shade is actually darker than Fenty's darkest shade, because they know that like Fenty is known for being inclusive, and so they thought that like if they released a shade darker than Fenty's darkest shade, they could be considered like inclusive as well, and they could like be free of like the cancellation that they received like months ago when their darkest shade was like super light. But I got Fenty's darkest shade, and look at how nice this shade actually is. One sec. Removing half my face. I'm dedicated to this video. I literally went to Ulta and bought like wipes, Mother's Day stuff, and these dark foundation shades for videos. Just wiped Youthforia off my face. This is dark gray. It literally looks like I just wiped off like eyeliner or something. Okay, so this is Fenty's darkest shade. Look, okay. Ooh, it's a little bit too wet, but it's fine. New brush, because I'm dedicated to this review. I literally feel like James Charles or like Jeffree Star. And I like low-key have always wanted to do this, but like I don't wear makeup, so like there was no reason for me to like wear makeup for a video. But today I was like, yes, a new scandal. I can hop on that. As you can see, Fenty's darkest shade, even though it is like their darkest shade, it's not black. Like it's literally a very pretty like dark brown. Don't be fooled again by my personal light skinness and like oranginess that's coming out on this side. That is not because of the foundation. It's literally just because I'm super tan and like yellowy orangey myself. But literally no one's actually like pitch black. We all have blood under our skin. We all have undertones, whether they be neutral, cool, warm. There's no such thing as like a human with like pitch black skin. And so there you have it. This is real black people skin. This is minstrel show blackface, which is not good. Don't do it. This video is just for demonstration. I don't think Lupita from Us could even like match this shade, to be honest. This was literally so fun, and I completely understand why black people are like upset at Youthforia. Like I said, it's literally if like a brand came out with like a purely orange or like a purely yellow shade of foundation and was like, here you go, Asians. Or if like a brand came out with like a purely white shade, like this color white, and was like, here you go, white people. It's a bit wild for sure, but I genuinely think that like the founder of Youthforia, Fiona, had decent intentions. I just think she like fell short of those intentions, because I really think that she like thought that she was doing something good with putting out something that's darker than like a well-known like inclusive brand's darkest shade. Like I really think that she thought that like that would help her avoid more like controversy, because her last darkest shade was so like light. But unfortunately, I don't think Fiona or like Youthforia knows culture well, and I feel like they really need to hire like a better PR person or like a product management person or like both, because I know that like someone said that like Fiona prefers like costs to be super low, and like she wants like a small team and like not have hella costs here and there, and like I get that, because I also personally hate spending too much money on like overhead stuff for like life or like for business. But like I think at this point, if she wants to come back from this, she definitely needs to do better with like PR and like product management and like social media stuff. But wow, this was so fun. It was so exciting to pretend to be like a makeup guru for like a day. But I'm definitely going to be returning all of these products at Ulta. Sorry, Ulta, but like I will not be using these products on my day-to-day like routine. I did also buy like a lot of like Mother's Day stuff that I will not be returning, so I think I have redeemed myself. But yeah, thanks guys for letting me be Kevin Charles and Kevin Starr for like a day. What do you guys think of the Youthforia foundation? Let me know in the comments.
I don't know about you, but personally, I find this video very offensive. Now, someone would say, oh, he is just doing a review. Now, remember I showed you some videos from Black women and another video from an Asian woman. They did not rub this foundation all over their faces. Like, so why would this guy rub this black foundation all over his face? And he is saying that he's just doing a review. Kevin, this is not a review, and you know exactly what you're doing. Now, before I go further, just know that this video is for educational purposes. It is not to bully anyone nor harass anyone, but it's just to create awareness so we all can see and know what is happening on social media, especially on TikTok. Now, another thing is, why would you do a review of this particular foundation? Because you knew you were going to get a lot of views, which you did, because this video is over 4 million views. Now, some people were like, oh, Yoshi, just leave him alone. He's only doing a review. And some of them were literally laughing. Now, we know that this is not just a review. This is literally blackface. You should have just applied it. If you must review this foundation, you should have just applied a little bit of it on your face. Just tap, tap, and then that's it. We can see it. You don't need to rub this foundation all over your face. We can see it. And another thing I want to say is this. He says, the darkest of the blacks, the darkest of the blacks. Anyways, I'm gonna show you just a few stitches, okay? I don't want this video to be too long, but because I want to carry you guys along so you guys understand, how this review of a thing, how it started. So I'm gonna show you just a few stitches so you guys can hear what people said to Kevin. Please check the stitches out.
The darkest of blacks would get called out for cultural appropriation if they wore this.
Let's be absolutely for real for 55 seconds. You knew exactly what you were doing using certain terminology. You knew exactly what you were doing using that black face paint on your entire face. You knew exactly how it was going to look on your skin complexion and still said, I'm gonna do this because views. I'm gonna do this because there is no such thing as bad press. Because let's say if the foundation was a orange color and it was supposed to be inclusive for Asian-esque skin type or a yellow face paint, people like you would then be in an uproar because how dare you assume my skin is fucking orange? How dare you assume my skin is fucking yellow? And then throughout the entire video constantly say this would be blackface if anybody else did it. It is blackface that you're doing it.
The darkest of blacks would get called out for cultural appropriation.
Kevin, the entire internet knows that you're doing all of this for rage bait. We also know that you're being anti-black on purpose. You, as a person of color, you should know this. And you do know it. That's why you posted this video. That's why you keep pronouncing the word blacks instead of calling them black. Like all of this, everything that you do is on purpose. You should not have a platform. It's a disgrace. Shame on you. Keep doing what you're doing, because you will never learn. And just for the record, they will never pick you. Never. Ever. Pick you. Have the day that you deserve.
The darkest of blacks would get called out for cultural appropriation if they wore this.
I know this twink didn't just get up on TikTok full on blackface and say even the darkest of blacks and the blacks and cultural appropriation all in just a 3-second fucking snippet. Something tells me that he chases white men and that's all he likes.
As a fellow Asian,
The darkest of blacks would get called out for cultural appropriation if they wore this.
Sir, what the fuck are you doing? As a fellow Asian person, and because this is AAPI month, this is what you think is a good way to use your content and also somehow be reflective of the Black community? What? Bro, like, so many of your comments are saying that, why are you doing the whole face? Also, as in general, when I'm saying anybody who is not Black doing a video of Youthforia's foundation that is obviously not inclusive to actual Black and darker toned skin, I've already seen enough videos from Black women or other Black people who are using it and showing how it is not inclusive to their skin tone. So it's really unnecessary for you as an Asian person to, one, of course, put it all over your face to actually create blackface, and two, to even talk about it. Like, there's literally no reason why you had to make a video about this. My gosh, dude. You're extremely tone deaf, and this does not help at all in creating some kind of connection to already historical division when it comes to Black and Asian communities. Yeah.
The girls who needed to do it did it already. Like, we did not need someone else to come on here with a full black face on. We know it don't match your shade, right? The girls who needed to do it, they did it. They came on here, they did the little swash, and it showed us that this is literally black paint. The point was already made. We got it. But for someone to come on here in this day and age, 24th century, and do a black face, and I guess some people might understand, but I don't understand. Maybe I'm easily offended, maybe I'm easily triggered or whatever, but I feel like this was an insult. Like, we didn't need you to come. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like the point was made. The girls did it already. Like, we got it. But for someone to come on full blackface, and you know what it is? Some people are waiting for this opportunity right here to show their true color, this opportunity to clown, this opportunity to show their real selves. Because I don't understand what was the whole full face for us to know that it's not your shade. Of course it's not your shade. Of course, like, I don't know, I'm offended. I'm sorry. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm not a makeup girly. I don't understand that. But this, I don't know. It's just nothing genuine about this. I don't get nothing genuine about this. Maybe you guys do, but for me, I feel like this was clownish. This was like, I don't know. I don't see nothing genuine. I don't feel like it was needed. The point was already made. You could support by showing the box, the bottle, whatever it was. You could have did even a swash on your hand, but a full face like that, and we already know what that stands for, what that's done, what that means for us. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too much. Maybe I'm thinking too much. Maybe I'm not rational, but this is messed up on so many levels for me. I was shocked. My mouth dropped when I saw this. Literally.
The darkest of blacks would get called out for cultural appropriation if they wore this.
I'm sorry, the darkest of who? Baby. Oh, I'm just gonna have to assume that you live somewhere like Idaho where it's just white people and corn everywhere. Just a whole bunch of white people and corn. That's all you got. But honey, you bought the foundation and then you put it on your face like that. See, I live in Atlanta, and ain't nothing about what you just did okay. And what is even worse is the apology video that you gave, where you talked about you didn't want to take the video down because you made too much money off of it. Wow. But you know what? I'm not going to white-splain this. I would like to hear from all of my beautiful melanin-rich women out there. What do you have to say about this? What do you think about this little boy?
So because he was cancelled and people are still canceling him, he decided to make an apology, a so-called apology video. I'm going to let it roll so you guys can hear all the things he said. Please check it out.
I put on the darkest shade of the Youthforia foundation last night, not to perform blackface, because literally blackface is like when you pretend to be black and like mock black people. I would never literally do that. And like I literally say that like I don't condone blackface in the video. I literally only put this on and like recorded it because I knew that like this specific shade was going super viral just for being like problematic, because like no one's actually this dark. So I wanted to like swatch it on and like literally agree with like the black creators on TikTok and like on YouTube that have been saying that this foundation is too dark and too problematic and like has no undertones. And I wanted to like see it on my skin and like match it with my hair. And like I don't wear makeup, so like I've never been able to do like a makeup review, because usually when people wear makeup, it's like they wear it, they go out, and that's how they like review it on the internet. But like in this case, I thought like, oh my gosh, I can finally review a foundation because no one's actually wearing this out. It's too dark and it's like literally jet black. So I thought like I could put this on, do a review, and like literally wipe this off. I would never walk outside with this. Like I literally looked crazy, and like even the darkest of like black people look actually crazy wearing this, because this foundation is problematic. Like I'm literally just uplifting the black voices. I promise you I was not doing blackface. I don't even think like blackface is even funny in general. Like I don't laugh at blackface. And also like I've noted like the blacks thing, I only refer to black people as blacks because I call Asians Asians, I call Mexicans Mexicans, and like whites whites. So like I don't really see the problem in calling black people blacks, but like clearly everyone's like so like upset about it. I only bought this shade to review it because this shade was super viral. Like I'm not like a beauty guru, so like I didn't get this sent to me, and I'm literally going to be returning it because what am I gonna do with this foundation? But yeah, I promise you, if you like actually know what like blackface is, I literally went on Google and like did my research. Blackface is like when people like perform caricatures of like black people and like make fun of them and like mock them, and like I literally would never do that, and like I don't even think that's funny at all. So I'm so like sorry if that video came off that way. I promise you I was not trying to perform blackface. I just love like online makeup scandals, and I wanted like an excuse to put on makeup that I would never wear in public in my room and like take it off immediately because it's so viral and like so problematic. But yeah, like if you actually watch my Youthforia review, you would know that like I actually agree with like the black people's voices, and I actually do agree that like Fiona, the founder of Youthforia, should release like better darker shades with like more undertones, because this foundation is like rude to like black people. I even swatched like Fenty's darkest shade and like explained why this one isn't problematic and like how this one like looks like beautiful brown skin. So yeah, I'm so sorry if you're like offended, because I really did not intend on like doing any blackface. I would never do that, and like I do love black people obviously, and so like if you're black and like you're following me, I love you, and I would never like make fun of you or like mock you, because like that's literally not even funny. Like I don't even consume content that like mocks black people, because like I feel like we all deserve to like live happily in like America, and like I'm literally like an immigrant myself, so like I totally understand. So yeah, love you guys. I'm so sorry that like I was talking about like how I loved beauty scandals, and like I guess now I'm like I inserted myself in the scandal in this small corner of TikTok. So like I'm sorry, but like I guess enjoy the ride for the time being, I guess.
I'm trying to understand why this guy's video is still up on TikTok with over 4 million views. And I carefully went through his page and I noticed that this guy has been making tons of videos. Like he is literally trying to go viral on TikTok, and then he saw this opportunity, he grabbed it. Now people are canceling him on TikTok. I am patiently waiting to see what TikTok is gonna do to that video, because we all know that if it were to be a black person that did a certain kind of video that violates their policy, they will just ban the black creator. They will delete the video. They will shadow ban the black creator. Like we can't do this in 2024. Anyways, I just thought I should bring this video here so you guys can see what is happening on TikTok. Let me know what you all think in the comments. I mean, people are boycotting Youthforia Foundation. You know, people are making videos calling them out, whereas there are people that are literally laughing and, cursing at people that are canceling these Asian men. Let me know what you all think in the comments again, and thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, share, comment, and of course, come back for another video. I'm gonna see you all in my next one. Y'all take care. Bye.